Hey, what is up, YouTube fam? It's Dupree, aka Darth Hater, here with another reaction. This one's to the Jurassic World Dominion Prologue. Now, technically, we already kind of went over this some months ago during July, actually. So this prologue is the one that came out in July in front of the Fast and the Furious 9, whatever the heck number that movie was. So if you saw Fast and Furious in IMAX over the summer in July, then you got to see this preview. Other than that, you pretty much everybody got to see the pirated crappy version that's been on YouTube for the past few months. Yeah, for some reason they just decided to release it right now. So we are officially going to react to it. I've technically seen this before, so I'll go through it with you guys. A lot of people have been like kind of confused about what this is, so we're gonna go through this. But anyway, before we get into it, as always, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and then also check out my last video, so that greatly helps out my channel. Anyway, let's get into this, and then there's also a director's interview, so we'll call him Trevarrow after this, so we'll watch both of these. So let's get into it. I was so scared to react to the actual pirated video because of I didn't want to get my channel taken down or anything, so you guys know. Universal logo with the T-Rex over the world, symbolizing Jurassic World. Finally get able to see this whole thing and finally crystal clear quality. I'll tell you guys a story about after, but anyway, let's watch it first. Tree trunks. Wait, those aren't tree trunks. So I forget what dinosaurs these ones actually are, but they're not the normal Brachiosauruses. This is something different. And then you got the normal this part's cool right here. So you got the normal pterodons flying. Look how little they are. And then they got this new guy right here. So it's called Quetzalcoatl. So it's the biggest freaking flying dinosaur that like ever lived. Like this thing was like huge. Like it makes those other ones like look like so tiny. You got the Ankylosauruses. Like, I love that this is like a nature doc. Like, I feel like I should be hearing, you know, David Attenborough, like, in the background, like, talking, you know? This also reminds me of Land Before Time, or that movie Dinosaur. You know, where, like, same thing. You have I forget the name of this dinosaur, but you have him, like, you know, stealing the eggs and everything. Alright, this is where you need some David Attenborough. The Taurosauruses start the long migration to the Great Valley. Hundreds of horned dinosaurs make this migration every year. Some will make it, some will fail. There we go. You have the Oviraptor cleaning the teeth of the Giganotosaurus. Bro, they even got the same other dinosaur from Dinosaur. Wow. Got prehistoric Rexy right here with the fur, feathers. I like this. They're actually sizing each other up instead of just straight going into it. Oh, oh. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Jigga wins. I don't know if it's pronounced Giganotosaurus or Giganotosaurus. Whatever. $65 million years later.
I got eyes on the animal.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Give ourselves a snack. It goes in the drive-thru anymore. Drive-in. Seriously, like, how do you not feel the vibrations and hear all that loud noise coming from behind you? Lost World Jurassic Park vibes right here. Seriously, how do you miss a target that big? American Graffiti and Flash got the George Lucas nod right there.
Damn, I don't see it. You see it?
Settle down, kid. She can't run forever.
Wait. That's it? Whoa, wait, hold on. That, like, that can't be it. So, alright, story, before I go into everything about this. So, if you saw the prologue at the theater, there was, like, a little bit of, like, a small snippet of a trailer, like, right after this, where it ended, and it showed, like, the Mosasaurus, Blue, a little bit more of the T-Rex, Chris Pratt, like, it showed, like, bits and pieces of the movie, so I'm just, like, kind of surprised why they didn't put that in here. But at least they're finally like showing, at least this prologue is online, so you can't watch the pirated, you know, version of it. Before we're gonna watch the Colin Trevarrow interview, but first off, I love, like I said before, how this was kind of like a National Geographic kind of thing at the beginning, 65 million years ago in the past, just showing the dinosaurs in their natural state before, you know, they got cloned. So, you know, you got feathers finally into play. Some really big inconsistencies, but you know, whatever. Honestly, the biggest one is the fact that you got the T-Rex and the Giganotosaurus in the same, like, they lived on two completely different areas. Like, T-Rex is all North American, Giganotosaurus is like super, you know, South American. Like, T-Rex did not have like competition like that up, you know, in the US. Yeah, that new design for the Giganotosaurus is crazy. Like, they went like super like monstery with it. Like they made it like bigger than it should be, you know, the spikes, whatever. Anyway, there's that. Another thing, I'm kind of tired of seeing, you know, the T-Rex getting his like butt kicked and like everything. So ever since from like Jurassic Park 3 and then Jurassic World, and now you know, this prologue, you got like the T-Rex getting his butt kicked. You know, Rexy basically loses until like you know, Blue comes in to help Jurassic World, and now she basically loses in this, so it's whatever. Anyway, let's go on, and we're gonna watch the interview by Colin Trevarrow. So let's see that, and go.
Initially, we considered, you know, this would be part of the film, but, you know, we shot this film during a pandemic. We had a lot of time in the hotel to work together and come up with new scenes and to work on our story, and we just shot a lot of movie. So in the end, we realized, you know, we love this sequence, and it's extremely important for me as a storyteller, because I believe that the dinosaurs are characters, and so it's an origin story for the T-Rex, and I wanted it to be told, and so Universal was totally down with experimenting.
Guanodon, that's the name of that thing.
Sharing, you know, 5 minutes of finished movie as a prologue 6 months in advance, which I think is kind of cool.
It's gonna be on the Blu-ray set. Breakdown. We'll call on Trevarrow. Cool.
What Jurassic Park and especially what Jurassic World is about for me, is the humility of recognizing that we have only been on Earth for this very small sliver of time. And for us to have the ability to take people back to that time, to go to a point before anything that looked remotely like a human had appeared on the Earth, and realize that these creatures existed, they lived here. I think that there's...
See, look how big that thing is compared to the other pterosaurs. And those pterosaurs are like our size.
In world history,
That should tell you how big that thing
it's
was.
really just this tiny little sliver of time.
It's like wingspan was like 747 and tall as
as somebody who cares
giraffe.
about our films and about dinosaurs, being able to hold on to some, meter it out carefully. So I feel like every time I get a request, from a fan on Twitter, why not this dinosaur? Why not this dinosaur? My answer is always like, I'm just trying to hold on to a couple. Like, we just want to save some surprises. And this movie, we really get to show some dinosaurs that I love, that we've been holding on to for a long time, and knowing that we had the chance to go back to the Cretaceous and see the Oviraptor, see the Giganotosaurus. Several of these are going to play major roles in the film itself. These are living creatures, and animals aren't always fighting. I think we bring our own humanity, our human instincts are brought into dinosaur instincts, because we usually just have dinosaur toys and and we just make them fight. That's us.
But you did that in this.
Dinosaurs are predators, but they'll if there's a shared water source, they'll all come to to that lake and drink together. And a big part of this movie is making a connection.
I just noticed little baby one has his head like above the wall.
How we treat them and how they coexist with us and dinosaurs, because that's the question that it's positing. So for us to really be able to get to see them in their natural habitat, just see them drinking water, see them moving in herds, all of these things, I feel like the first time
they
you watch
do
it
move in
might
herds.
almost seem a little quiet. Hopefully it's not boring, but it's not the kind of aggressive kind of action that we show in our blockbuster movies. But that was the opportunity in it for me. As a dinosaur nerd, I found that very exciting. Actually, I really like this little the Morris Intrepidus. It's a very recently discovered dinosaur. It looks a little bit like a T-Rex, but it's about this big. It's in the movie too, and so we're introducing it here. But I like small dinosaurs, maybe because as a kid
Okay, the other one's Oviraptor. This is...
And so this particular one, I just love that we managed to take something that really was discovered, months earlier. That we saw an article about it.
That's cool.
We looked into it and we were able to put it into the movie.
That's really cool.
I think we have a really good logical explanation for why there are dinosaurs that look different than the other Jurassic dinosaurs have looked in the past. In this case, it's that we are showing them in their original habitat. There was not frog DNA used to bridge the gaps in the genome, so it gave us an opportunity to show dinosaurs with feathers, as you'll see in this prologue, and also to show that our T-Rex, and it's the exact same one, looks a little bit different now that whatever gaps existed in her genome had been bridged. So we didn't want it to be unrecognizable. This is a heroic character. It's a character we love and care about very much, and it allowed us to give context.
So you kill it in the first few minutes.
65 million years really represents in world history. It's an origin story in the way that we might get to do in a superhero film, and the T-Rex is a superhero for me, and it's really it allows us to take this brilliant concept that Michael Crichton conceived, that is the foundation that all of this has been built on, and show it in its absolutely purest form.
Yeah, it does look a little different. Its facial features aren't exaggerated.
The drama between these two characters, they were circling lions, and then the fight is actually mercifully short, as often fights in nature are. We watched a lot of nature videos for this movie. To me, understanding that this is it's a bit of a personal face-off. It's one that hopefully the audience won't like seeing the T-Rex die. I hate it. I don't like seeing the T-Rex die.
Of course.
It's painful for me. It's a character that I love, and I don't mind if you hate the Giganotosaurus.
For
this
reasons.
Particular mosquito caused a lot of problems in a drive-in 65 million years later, which it's a lot to put on the shoulders of one mosquito, but it's what happened. The movie fan of me getting to have a chyron, a subtitle that says 65 million years later is, I know how nerdy it is, but I enjoyed it very much. I lived in Vermont for a long time, and I did find that the drive-in movie theater, at least
That theater looks so old school with all those old cars.
Tends to be outside the town for light pollution and closest to the wild of anything. And so we found that, an animal that's attracted to potentially, flashlights and flares might see that and be attracted to it. So it worked for me on a logic standpoint. And, it took on its own life. We shot it before the pandemic. Drive-ins became, the way that we were going to films
For real.
during the pandemic. So for the T-Rex to
Funny story, guys. I have
tear it apart.
actually no. I went to one drive-in theater during a quarantine.
Which I thought was cool.
I saw Home Alone like last Christmas.
When she roars in front of the screen and the film burns up. The moment that happens, there's something that this movie's doing that none of the other Jurassic films have done in any sustained way, which is to put dinosaurs into our world, into our real world. And so the idea that she is, breaking out of the movie screen and now she's going to exist among us was something that Emily and I found to be
Symbolism.
pretty crucial as a way to start the film.
American feeding Flash Gordon. That was funny.
So much over time that in the same way that, if you have a dog, someone can tell you what their feelings are based on where their ears are and, where their face is and whether it's elongated or not. And in this case, I feel like that roar is a little bit more one of desperation and confusion. She's on the run and there's a helicopter chasing her and she just does not know, what world she's in, and being able to juxtapose the natural environment that we find her in, and now essentially being on the run from the cops, I found to be such an awesome contrast. Being able to have our legacy characters and our Jurassic World characters in one film together, to me it was important because I think the idea of this movie is it's a big idea. It's a different as a film that we've ever made in this franchise. And I think when you are pushing something as far forward as we are, to have an element of it that is familiar, to have characters that and love venturing with
They got the OG cast back, y'all.
Crucial. And Ellie and Grant and Malcolm are on this full adventure. They're a huge part of it. They're equal players to Owen and Claire and Maisie. And
that's good to hear.
Brought in. And the challenge of a movie like
because I'd hate for them to just be cameos.
Every character their due, to honor everybody. That's part of what this prologue was about. Is that I didn't feel if we didn't have this in the story that the T-Rex was being honored, and she's a character too. And so that's why I'm just honestly I'm just grateful that we get to share this with everybody now, as opposed to it being something that you see down the line on the Blu-ray or so. I feel like it matters enough to show it to everyone in this moment.
I appreciate
and for
that.
Else, Jurassic World Dominion, stick with IGN.
I appreciate that. That was cool. That was cool for him to give a little insight into why they did this and everything. And of course, it's going to be on the Blu-ray, and that interview is going to be on the Blu-ray. It's funny because when you really read into what he said, it was a lot of cryptic stuff like, yeah, I love the T-Rex, but I don't want to see her win. I want you to see the Giga. Like, I don't want you guys to like the Giga and blah, 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 blah. Because if you guys didn't know, they're bringing that one in to the series. Through other means of, she's going to be cloned. That dinosaur is going to be cloned. So I guess it's funny because the original Rexy from 65 million years ago, I guess it's going to have a rematch 65 million years later with the new Giga. I don't know. It's funny that they're bringing new dinosaurs into this one after they said that, obviously Isla Nublar was destroyed. Engine was done. From what I know, they're bringing Biosyn back. If you guys didn't know, Biosyn was the company that Dennis Nedry was working for in the original Jurassic Park that was stealing the embryos. They're bringing them back, so I think maybe that's how, the Giganotosaurus gets bred and some of the other newer dinosaurs, but we're gonna see. I loved at the end, if you guys know, so they put American Graffiti and Flash Gordon. If you guys didn't know, if you guys aren't Star Wars nerds, Flash Gordon is the basis of where George Lucas kind of had inspiration for Star Wars. And then right after that, obviously, what is that? American Graffiti. I keep wanting to say American Horror Story, but anyway, American Graffiti was the movie right before Star Wars. Like I said, I'm babbling. Anyway, this was cool. I don't know why they left out the rest of the trailer. Like I said, you guys can probably find that crappy footage here on YouTube. I'm not gonna play it for reasons, but yeah. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought about this prologue. Should they have included the snippet of the actual trailer that they had? Should they not? What do you guys expect from Jurassic World Dominion? Anyway, if you like this video, please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed to your channel, please hit the subscribe button. And also don't forget to hit that bell to get notifications for all my latest videos. That would be great. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take care. See you in the next one. Life finds a way. Bye.